Hello, today we're going to look at protocol behavior with latency. When users are connecting around the world, there is a challenge in determining what that session behavior is going to look like. So when you're connecting from one location to another, so for example, here down at the bottom center of the screen, there's a small circle, and that's going to represent where my client location is. My client is in Phoenix, Arizona, which is south of one of the western data centers, western regions that I could connect to. So if I connect from Phoenix and I connect to a European data center, I can get an idea of what that latency is like for a distance going in that direction. And if I detect that the latency coming the other way, so from the purple circle on the right-hand side that might be in proximity to that data center I was connecting to for my local client, coming back to this western region, then if it's a little bit lower latency or a little bit higher latency, but somewhere within a magnitude of what that latency looks like, then we'll be able to take a better guess as to what that's going to look like. And we can do that from my location in Phoenix to multiple data centers around the world, and then that's going to give us an idea of some examples of what a session might look like. So let's take a look at Amazon AppStream 2.0. First of all, I'm going to look at the region that I'm connecting to here, and from there I'm going to connect to a session that is located in that region, and you can see where that session is coming from here in the menu bar. I'm going to interact with that session, and then over on the left-hand side you can see what the current latency metrics and the bandwidth utilization for that session. I'm going to come over to another session located in a different continent, and you can verify that that session is in fact coming from that alternate region through the menu bar. And then I'm going to interact with that session. I'm going to expand it here inside of this window, and then you can still see the latency metrics and the bandwidth utilization as I interact with the application. And I'm going to go ahead and manipulate this image so that way you can see some activity inside of the session, and you can kind of see what that behavior looks like when I'm interacting with that session, and bring that back to the original size. Now I'm going to go to yet another region, and you can see that I'm launching a session from this Try Streaming Now link. And that's going to create another session running that same application. You can see this is now from yet another different region, and you can see the latency and the metrics associated with that. So that can kind of give you an idea of some range of latencies. Now let's go to yet another region. We can validate that region is yet another region compared to the other ones that we've tested, and you can see the amount of latency associated with this session and what kind of behavior that you would see as you were to manipulate an image inside of this application. So that gives you some examples of how the different sessions connecting to different regions at different amounts of latency from your local location. And all of this is going to change as you interact with the applications over the internet. It's difficult to predict exactly what those behaviors are going to look like, but that gives you a closer idea of what that's going to look like in the long term.